What up, YTPC and YouTube in general? This is Catholic Pipesetter here coming at you with another video. And today's topic is a topic I've wrestled with regarding tobacco. And I'd really like to hear y'all's opinions in the comments below to kind of help me, because I still don't know the answer to it. Well, there are two conundrums with me regarding tobacco. And well, first let me do my pairings. I am smoking a mislabeled jar. This says Peter Stokeby Luxury English Flake, yet it's not a flake, and it's ribbon cut, but it's a Peter Stokeby English blend. I don't know exactly what yet, but it's definitely not a flake. So I don't know why I did that. I guess I put it in the wrong jar or something. But yeah, I'm smoking some Peter Stokeby. Great bulk blend. Great. If you haven't tried any Peter Stokeby, I recommend the Luxury Navy Flake and the Bullseye. And my drink pairing for today is coffee. Good old black coffee. So, the conundrum I'm facing regarding tobacco is smoke it or not. And you're thinking probably, why would you not smoke some tobacco you have? I'm like, well, think of this situation. I got in to tobacco smoking probably a year and a half ago or something along those lines, you know, way before YouTube, way before I started this channel. And I came in right, perfect timing for mine, because when I first came into pipe smoking, McClelland was still producing tobacco, and so was Dunhill. And this is a fun story. I've told it before in one of my earlier videos. My first order of tobacco, after doing some research on what the best tobaccos were I got two 8-ounce tins of McClelland 40th and Frogmorton on the Bayou and Frogmorton Cellar. I still have the Frogmortons up in my cellar, and I still have one can of unopened 40th, and the other can of 40th I've already opened, and it's sitting almost empty in a mason jar because I've enjoyed it a lot, but I'm trying to use it sparingly. And I understand why McClelland was so revered. Their tobacco is top notch, and if they wouldn't have gone out of business, my cellar would be full of probably exclusively their tobacco. There were so many blends I didn't get to try that I wanted to, like their Christmas Cheer, I think was one of them, that I've heard so much about, the red tin, and never got it. And I'm not going to pay those ridiculous prices I've seen out there, like on eBay, for an unopened tin of it. So, you know, that's pretty much gone for me. But I do have those, and I have smoked the 40th. And it took a lot for me to open that one tin, because I'm like, you know what, I have another, and that pretty much convinced me to open it and try it. And it was amazing. And now the mason jar is almost done, because it's almost gone. And then I'm like, well, if I open this next tin and I smoke it, that's it. I'm done with 40th forever. And those are the 8-ounce tins. Now, the Frogmortons, I got the little 2-ounce tins of Cellar and on the Bayou. And I've heard only wonderful things about those blends, and I'll want to try them. But I'm like, if I open them and I love them, I will smoke them, and I will then never have them no more. So I'm like, how do you do this? What's the best way to do it? Do you smoke it whenever you want and just enjoy the pure pleasure of the tobacco? I think of tobacco kind of like money. It's like, you get paid, aka you get your shipment of tobacco in. Do you smoke it all right away until it's gone? Or do you put some aside for like a rainy day? Like, what if, you're having a super stressful day, and by the by, pipe smoking is better than any pill, antidepressant pill you could ever take to work with stress. It has helped me phenomenally. But anyways, I'm like, what if you're like in a horrible mood and the only thing that can fix you up is a perfect bowl of tobacco? They're like, oh man, well I smoked it all. So, I don't know. I'm kind of in that conundrum. If you watch my earlier videos, like the first 20 or so, there's one tobacco blend that I mentioned more than any, that I said was my favorite, and that I think I hear a four-wheeler. That I guess not. I'm sorry. So there's one blend that I constantly said was my favorite, and I still say is my favorite tobacco ever. And it's not 40th. It is this Dunhill Durbar. This is an unsealed, unopened tin. Now, this is the same problem I have with McClelland. McClelland obviously quit producing tobacco, don't make it anymore, and Dunhill followed the same path. But Dunhill did it a little better. McClelland pretty much just shut down with like a month or so notice, and then there was a run on their product and it was just gone. Like, legitimately, if I would have waited like a couple of weeks to make my first order of McClelland, I wouldn't have got it. That is, that's how close I was to it. And so now when I heard Dunhill, I started buying tins of Durbar. And if you notice, right here, Durbar. 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 I have 7 tins of unopened Durbar. All just kind of sitting. They stare at me in my cellar. And those aren't my only tins. I have Durbar. I have the most of, because again, that's my favorite blend. And I'm just afraid to open the tins because I'm like, I'll start smoking. Now I have 8, so even if I opened a tin of Durbar and smoked Durbar exclusively every day until I ran out, I could go months, because I have about 2 bowls a day, and each tin takes 10 to 12 bowls, average. I mean, it depends on what pipe and how you stuff it, but I could go months only smoking Durbar and enjoy it, but then it's gone because I can't buy it anymore. So, yeah. And I have that. I have Dunhill Early Morning Pipe. I have Dunhill Nightcap. I have Dunhill Navy Rolls. I have Dunhill Flake, Dunhill Dark Flake, the blue and the red. I have a lot of the Dunhill tins, because when they said they were going out of business, every order I made sure I had a Durbar and another Dunhill tin until they just weren't selling anymore. And what worked out for me pretty great is Durbar was not a popular blend. It wasn't a nightcap, and it wasn't an early morning pipe, because those seemed to be the favorites. So Durbar lasted a little longer than the others. So that was good for me. But anyways, enough of that. So what would y'all do in this situation? I really want to smoke this. This would be my tobacco, because I absolutely loved it. And if you go back and watch my earlier videos, like the first dozen or so, I mention Durbar every time because I was smoking it almost exclusively every time when I started. But I don't know. Should I open it? Should I not open it? I've already got at least 2 dozen mason jars in there of open tobacco that I can go through, and then I probably have another dozen open tins sitting in there, like open as in I opened it and it's not no longer vacuum sealed, that I could go through. That, once you open the tin, you start the countdown. So I should probably go through those, right, before I open a sealed tin that'll last much longer. So I don't know. My conundrum. And I honestly want to know what you guys think. Would you guys like, oh man, yeah, I've got my favorite tobacco blend. I'll just smoke it till it's gone and just enjoy it while I have it. And then, oh, I don't want to take a chance of having a bad tin, bad seal, and then I let it set too long and it went bad. That's also a valid complaint. But then again, in the future, like, you know what? I feel like some Durbar. Years down the road, like, man, Durbar hasn't been produced in ages. But then, then there are also, then you also say, well, there's copycat blends out there. You can get something close to Durbar. I'm like, but it's not. Like, there's McClellan copycats out there. But are they McClellan? No. Did they produce to the high standards that McClellan did? Probably not. So, yep. I've got enough tobacco in my cellar, stacks and stacks of tin, stacks and stacks of the, the 2 ounce, the bigger ones, the cardboard ones. And I'm always confused on what to smoke. I'm like, my palate is either, do I feel like something sweet and that has good flavor, aka an aromatic, or do I pick something, like I'm in a more harsh mood? Do I pick like a good English Latakia, just a strong flavor that's not infused with anything? Those are generally my two palates. I'm not specifically in the mood for a certain blend ever or whatever, you know what I'm saying? It's just, do I feel like an aromatic or do I feel like an English? Somewhere along those lines. So, anyway, that's really it. So, yeah, and I've rambled for about 30 minutes now. But please, in your comments down below, just let me know what you guys would do. If you guys like Durbar and you guys had a stack of if you guys had a stack of your favorite tobacco that's no longer produced, would you smoke it until it's gone? Would you smoke some here, smoke some there? Or would you kind of just sit on it for a while, let it age, and see what you think? Honestly, would like y'all's opinions. So, hit me up in the comments down below. And, as always, y'all have a wonderful day. God bless, and pleasant smokes.